Welcome back again, rum lovers. We are here with the Rolling Fork single cask rum, the Brazil. Picked this up when I was in New York at Pike's Liquor. Shout out to Alex from Pike's. Right, so this is a 12-year-old Brazil from the Rolling Fork team, and it was aged in Brazil for 4 years in Ambarana cask. Then it went to Europe for about 7. Then they brought it back to Kentucky. I don't know, where is these guys from? Indiana. I'm mixing up the states, right? Like, I'm not really I'm not really knowledgeable about the Midwest. So I am definitely, it's Indiana, right? It's Indiana. I was definitely messing that up for a minute there. So it's non-chill filter, no additives, no added spirits or anything like that, right? So this here is a Rolling Fork Brazil, and this being an independent bottler, they're not mixing barrels or anything like that. So each release that is Brazil typically has a different ABV. So this says it's 55.05. A lot of the pictures that they use in their promo, I think it was like 52 point something percent. So this is a different cask from what the promo pictures are, right? So like pretty much different stores you go to, you may get a different percentage. It happens a lot with these independent bottlers, because the next review I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you a similar effect on another Brazilian rum. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe on Instagram and on YouTube, and I also post on TikToks, right? So follow me anywhere you are, because sometimes I post things on Instagram, sometimes I post things on YouTube. Sometimes I post on YouTube, I don't get to Instagram. Sometimes they're just on TikToks, right? Because TikToks are really easy to make these funny, fancy editing cuts and stuff like that. So you're gonna see me posting some little TikToks from time to time, right? Not the biggest TikToker around, but back to the Rolling Fork Brazil. I have it poured off in my glass already. I was sipping on this. The nose is like a sweet honey maple. Honestly, a lot of people say things like Foursquare is like the bourbon lovers rum, or the introduction for bourbon lovers to rum. Honestly, I disagree. There's so many other things I think could introduce bourbon lovers to rum. And honestly, I think Rolling Fork Brazil, the Brazil is probably it. Because the other night, I poured Sazerac Rye, and I poured this after. And I was like, the flavor is quite similar. The flavor is quite similar. So this might be the real rum to introduce bourbon lovers to rum. All right, think about this one. Next time you think about introducing someone that loves bourbon to rum, I think anything Brazilian, but this one in particular, yeah, this is it. All right, let's get the tasting. Like honey, maple, slight grassy note, a bit of a slight sourness on the end, but mainly bright grassy notes, bright sweetness like honey, maple, wood tannins. It's very delicious. Like, it's uniquely delicious because like that kind of maple honey vibe is very prominent, it's very loud, it's very shouting. Like that's like the main flavor, and then on the finish you get like a bitter grassy note, but it's not overpowering, right? It's very balanced. All those 3 notes that I just called out are pretty much even keel. I think the honey maple is a bit louder, but definitely a good tasting, and also a nice citrus as well, like some orange or something. Guys, another thing I forgot to mention is that I think these guys actually have a few more of these Brazilian bottles holding, and I'm pretty sure from my messages with them, I think they're gonna release a 14-year-old Brazil soon. So this was 4 years in Ambarana, and then the other 8 years in bourbon barrels, right? The new 14 is gonna be 10 years in bourbon barrel. So I guess you get more of that bourbony, woody flavor. Not really bourbon flavor, because I think a lot of rums that are in bourbon cask, they don't really taste bourbony. You get more wood tannins. I think the Ambarana is where you get that maple and that type of note. Maybe a bit more subdued and may come closer to more of the traditional rums like your Foursquare and stuff. But honestly, I really do enjoy that pop of orange and honey and maple, and it's really good. Like, I really like Brazilian rums. I bought another Brazilian rum this week. That's gonna be in a review soon after you review this one. So Rolling Fork Brazil is $99, $98 every website you go on. As I said, the percentages would vary. This is 55. A lot of the ones online I saw is 52. When I messaged Rolling Fork, they said that this is one of the higher proof ones. So 55% is what you could get at Pike's Liquor, and they ship. All the other liquor stores, I do not know what percentage these guys have, right? But definitely I would say this one is a must buy. I really like a must buy. This is must try, must buy, must have. A must buy. Like, I would definitely enjoy drinking all of this. And honestly, as you can see, I've been drinking quite a bit, and it got sweeter. The longer it's been open, I think it got sweeter. I think the flavors open up a bit more. So that's one thing I'm recognizing, that sometimes drinking and doing a review as you pop the bottle may not be the best thing. It would be the best thing to give the person an honest review of what they would experience when they open it, but it isn't the honest review of the spirits in its entirety, because I can tell you this bottle over the last like week or two that I've opened this, I think it has gotten better just to the oxidation. All right, guys, Ready Set Rum, Jamie here with the Rolling Fork 12-year Brazil rum. See you in the next one. Cheers.